What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Pro Football Talk, and today we are doing the final mock draft of 2021. Um, I haven't been making any videos recently at all because of school. It's been pretty busy, so not much I can do there. But I definitely wanted to do this video because tomorrow's NFL draft, and I'm super pumped for it. Um, But yeah, so I wanted to do this final mock draft just so you guys get to know an idea of what the picks are probably going to be like. So, yeah, let's get right into it here. With these two picks, they're going to be locked in. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson. You can't really defer that. But here's where the turning point starts, and it's with Justin Fields. Now, Justin Fields is an amazing prospect. He's pretty neck and neck with Zach Wilson about the quarterback two spot. I do have Zach Wilson higher on my big board, but Justin Fields is right behind him. And when you're talking about the 49ers, Fields is the best fit for them. And you could go Mac Jones, but why would 49ers trade up for Mac Jones, number three? He probably could have been there at pick 12, what they were at before. And you could make a case for Trey Lance at this point. And that's why I think it's either going to be Trey Lance or Justin Fields. I went with Justin Fields. That's my pick, my guy. Um, but yeah. And then we have a trade up here with Trey Lance. I guess you guys can kind of see the next pick as well. But Trey Lance here, trade up by the Broncos, trading with the Falcons. They literally just today traded for Teddy Bridgewater. They gave up a sixth-round pick in this draft, but that doesn't leave him out of the quarterback market. I still think Drew Lock could be one of the potential worst starting quarterbacks in the league. And then you have Teddy Bridgewater, who's been, okay, but he's still not starter worthy. So I think, Trey Lance, he's going to come in. I don't think he'll start this year. I do think Teddy Bridgewater will eventually be the starter. But I do think Trey Lance will take over next year. And you just got to let him develop because I think he can be a monster in the NFL. And we have Ja'Marr Chase. Here, let me try zooming this in so that you guys. There we go. You guys don't see the next pick, but you already saw it, but it doesn't matter. Ja'Marr Chase here. That's pretty much a lock. Joe Burrow's been campaigning for him, so can't do nothing there. Kyle Pitts. He is my top offensive prospect in the draft that is not a quarterback. I'm super high on this guy. He is going to be a generational prospect, and if Miami can keep him there in his whole career, keep him local, you just can't get any better than this. Kyle Pitts is steal at number 6. Then we have Penei Sewell. You can make a case for a receiver, but if Penei Sewell is falling to number 7 to the Lions, why not take him? Penei Sewell has got tremendous upside, one of the best, probably the best tackle from this class. You could say Rashawn Slater, but Penei Sewell is solid as you can get. He moves incredibly for his size, so I think the Lions will love that guy. Mac Jones to the Patriots, trading up. Mac Jones, I have a second round grade on Mac Jones. I don't even think he's that good, but a lot of NFL teams believe that he is a solid quarterback, top 10 pick. So I have the Patriots trading up with the Panthers here, and I traded up because the Panthers, they traded away Teddy Bridgewater, but they only have Sam Darnold left. Did they really put that much trust in him? No, they could go quarterback this draft as well, but I think if Patriots are offering enough draft capital, I think the Panthers will take a shot and trade down, and the Patriots will take Mac Jones, and the Panthers could probably, get a quarterback later on in the draft, which is absolutely no problem there. And then Patrick Surtain to the Falcons, who traded down with the Broncos. Not much surprise there. They need a corner. Play beside AJ Terrell, be an awesome fit. And we got J.C. Horn. Cowboys missed out on Surtain, but they need a corner. They need another boundary corner. J.C. Horn, probably the best press man coverage corner in this draft. Um, I don't even think it's close to Patrick. And J.C. Horn is just a physical freak. You could even make a case for him playing in the nickel because of that physical gift that he has, and his ability to tackle is amazing as well. And we have Jalen Waddle, amazing for the Giants. This is probably what any Giants fans want. Jalen Waddle to accompany Kenny Golladay is scary. I mean, that's probably turns into probably, if not the best receiver core in the league. Jalen Waddle, if he's healthy from that ankle fracture, and Kenny Golladay, those two together, Danny Dimes has no excuse at that point. And Devontae Smith to the Eagles makes sense. Devontae Smith, what I think is going to happen is I think he's going to fall out of the top 10. And if he goes to the Eagles, and he's probably going to have the best career out of any other receiver in his class. And he's getting talked down about his weight way too much because Devontae Smith he's my number 2 receiver on my big board, and he's pretty close to number 1. You can make a case for either one being number 1, but a lot of people just debate about the size. Devontae Smith is like 6'2", 160. It is a thin frame, but dude, he is solid, and it never affected him in college whatsoever. So I don't know why people are even saying it. But yeah. Sean Slater, he fell down the board to the Chargers, so the Chargers are happy with that. Probably one of the most lock-in picks of tackles to the Chargers. And same with the Vikings, Christian Darrisaw. It's an amazing fit there. I love that too with Ezra Cleveland. I think he should stay to guard. He's been really good there. And Riley Reef, left tackle, is gone. Christian Darrisaw will be an amazing replacement. I've heard the NFL is not as high on him as the fan base is, but I still think he'll end up top 15, top 20, somewhere around there because he's just super athletic for that tackle size. But yeah, Greg Newsome here. This is where the Panthers traded down. Greg Newsome has been getting a lot of hype in the NFL. A lot of hype. A lot of scouts love him. So he's probably going to go ahead of Caleb Farley now. So why not make a destination here for the Panthers who don't land one of those tackles. I think it's too rich to take a tackle at 15 like Tevin Jenkins. Could make a case for Vera Tucker, but you probably want to put him in guard, not tackle. So went with their other biggest need, it's corner, Greg Newsome. It's an amazing fit there. And then Kadarius Toney to the Cardinals. Some people say this is high. I would say it's high as well, but I think the NFL is a lot higher on Kadarius Toney than we are. Kadarius Toney, he's amazing. He's a chess piece in Cliff Kingsbury's offense. He can line up at running back, outside receiver, slot receiver. He can run slants, deep verticals. He can do anything, and he just makes your playbook way better. And then I have the Raiders taking Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Yes, Micah Parsons is still available, but I just think JOK is a better scheme fit in Gus Bradley's defense. Micah Parsons, you'd probably want to keep him rushing the edge because he's really decent at edge rusher. I think he's got a ton of upside there. And at linebacker, we have Nick Morrow, Nick Kwiatkowski, Corey Littleton. It just doesn't make sense in my opinion because with JOK you can actually, take out Corey Littleton or Nick Morrow and put JOK on, and he could be a slot guy. He could be even a strong safety. You can even make a case for him being a deep safety. With Micah Parsons, kind of different. You have to either line him up along the D-line or linebacker. And with JOK's versatility, it beats Micah Parsons. I feel like Micah Parsons could be the better defensive prospect, but it's super close, so it's not enough to make a difference. But yeah, here he goes next with the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins love him there. And we got 3 linebackers in a row. Jamin Davis. I think the Washington football team, if they don't get a quarterback, they are going to be desperate for a linebacker. Jamin Davis, he only played 1 year, but what he showed in that 1 year is he showed promise, and his numbers at his pro day were first round numbers. So he's going in the first round. It's just a matter of where. 19, you could make a case that that's kind of rich. No, his athletic. I feel like Jamin Davis has a ton of upside. His athletic ability. He's a sideline guy. I think you line him up in the middle linebacker role. But that's what I would do. Oh, dang it. Elijah Vera Tucker to the Chicago Bears. Offensive guard, could play tackle. Probably even make a case for center, although he hasn't lined up at center. If he plays left tackle at that level and guard at that level, you could say center. He could probably play that too. Maybe not as good as he would at guard, but I think Vera Tucker's probably the most safest first round pick, maybe, but definitely he's awesome. Kwity Paye, edge rusher, going to the Colts. He is another guy who probably you could say has the most upside out of any other player in this draft. His hand placement, it's awesome. He sets the edge, awesome. Didn't get the production that you want to see, but he got the pressure rate. His hand placement, awesome. His movement skills, awesome. You see his pro day, great numbers. He tested awesome. What else can you say? He could work on his bend, but what I think he can take advantage of most is his speed to power. If you line him up kind of like a Leo role, I think he's best fit in a 4-3 Leo, and he's rushing all alone from the edge. Man, this guy can just move offensive tackles back. And then we got the Titans taking Elijah Moore. I'm very high on Elijah Moore. His route running ability is awesome. He has an expanded route tree. He can run any route from the slot. He can probably move him on the outside. He did play most of his career at the slot at Ole Miss. You know, you could say Rashad Bateman, but Bateman doesn't seem like he's going in the first round. I'm just going to say that right now. In the NFL, they don't view him highly, and he barely just came up with a knee injury, so the medical is an issue as well. You probably will see him going in the second round. So Elijah Moore with the Titans. Jaelan Phillips, Robert Saleh, his defense is usually based on getting after the quarterback. Carl Lawson, that's why they made that huge signing, but I think they still need another edge beside him. And Jaelan Phillips, you got to take a shot on this guy because his talent probably makes him a number one edge, but what keeps him from being there is his medical concerns with his concussions. He's got a ton of those. Literally stopped playing football because of his concussions. I think it was more of UCLA forcing him to stop, though. So that's why he transferred to Miami. And he played awesome there, especially the second half of the season. The first half didn't really show much, but he's a promising player. And Steelers, Najee Harris. There's so many rumors out there right now that Najee is going to 24, and I'm going to believe it because I honestly think they will do that. Although they shouldn't. I feel like they should go Landon Dickerson or Samuel Cosme would be an awesome fit. Somewhere to improve the O-line because I don't think it's the running back that's the issue. It's the O-line. It's not getting the blocks done, not moving people, not opening up space for the lanes. But Najee Harris, he's an awesome running back, but I don't know how much it'll help that running game. Trayvon Merrick, I think this has been mocked a lot. I've seen it a lot, and I still think it's going to happen. There's going to be one safety going in the first round. It's going to be Merrick. Just depends on where. You could even make a case for the Raiders. You could honestly even say the Dolphins. Washington. She's going to make a case for a lot of teams. I think a lot of teams would love to have him because his versatility is really good. I think he plays best as deep safety, but I think he can play in box. His nickel, you probably use a little development in the slot, but I think you still play that as well. But yeah, he lines up best at deep safety, and I think the Jaguars will love him there. And then, yeah, Christian Barmore, probably the furthest you're going to see him fall. The Browns, they need a defensive tackle after releasing Sheldon Richardson. Barmore has got a ton of upside. He'd probably start off as a rotational type of guy, but as he develops, he's going to be a full-time starter. And he is just going to move pockets inside. He's got a ton of pass rushing moves. He was really getting into his own near the end of the season. You saw Barmore, explode into this awesome player. And then Azeez Ojulari, I love this fit. You could make a case for Jason Owe, even a receiver here, but the recent trade with Orlando Brown, they have another pick at 31 to take a receiver, so might as well get an edge here. I think it's more of a receiver deep class than it is an edge. So why not Azeez Ojulari? It's kind of like getting another Yannick Ngakoue. Why not? And then the Saints, they don't have to trade up to get Caleb Farley. He falls here to 28. Apparently they were going to even trade up for the guy. There's rumors going around saying the Saints are going to trade up to get their guy. But I think that is Caleb Farley is their guy. But Caleb Farley, you may not even have to trade up with him. The medical concerns are huge with his back. So he ends up sliding all the way to 28. It feels like he's falling more and more and more. But he also ended up testing positive for COVID-19, so he's not going to be at the draft. So it's just going downhill for his stock. Probably one of the most fallers instead of a riser in the draft. And a lot of people may be surprised with this one, Tevin Jenkins to the Packers, but I think it's just a beyond belief amazing fit. I think Packers will love him there. And what he can do in that run game, I think he still needs a little bit more development in the pass protection. But his run game, he just mauls people. You already have David Bakhtiari on the left. Why not go get him at right tackle? I mean, Billy Turner could say him, but I don't think he's starting caliber. I think Tevin Jenkins kind of slides a bit to 29, but this is kind of around his range, 20 to 30, somewhere around there. To make a case for corner, but there was no corner on the board. I think if Caleb Farley was there, I definitely would have snagged him, but Greg Newsome was already off. No trade down candidates. Receiver, yeah, but I just think tackle is better at this spot, and they can go receiver later in the draft. And then I'm believing the rumors for this one too. The Bills, they want a running back, and they want a running back badly. And with Najee Harris off the board, I think Travis Etienne is an awesome fit with Brian Daboll, who is staying in Bills for another year. And then the Ravens go with Terrace Marshall Jr., who is actually probably a riser in this draft. He's seen a lot more as a early to mid second round pick, but now he's pretty much a lock in first. I'm pretty sure the NFL is very high on him by reading reports. I know Daniel Jeremiah is very high on him, a scout for the NFL. There used to be a scout, but is now an analyst. But yeah, Jason Owe will finish off the draft here with the Bucks. They don't need too much. I mean, they brought back so many of the people who just signed AB back again today, so I think receivers out of the options. I think Todd Bowles would really like Jason Owe. Sit behind JPP and Shaq Barrett for a year. Probably keep him as a rotational guy. But his speed, his power, he already is an amazing run defender. His pressure rate is actually pretty high. And he gets after the quarterback. It's just a matter of production, kind of in the same boat as Kwity Paye. I think Kwity Paye will do a little bit better than Jason Owe, but both guys are awesome. But yeah, that does it for this draft. Final mock draft before tomorrow. It's going to be super fun. There's definitely going to be trade up for quarterbacks. There's definitely going to be guys who would end up in the top 10 are going to fall. And they're going to fall pretty hard. It's just how the draft goes every year. So I'm excited to watch and see how the draft is going to fall out. But thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. I know I haven't been making videos enough. School has just been really getting to me. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy the draft tomorrow. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my little cousin who made this Raiders splash art. Pretty amazing. Um, yeah, that's my team. I'm gonna see how they're gonna do tomorrow. Raiders usually always mess up the draft picks in the first round, but we'll see. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.